what are the essential documents required for filing an I-140 petition? Um, for some reason, we cannot hear you.
Okay, how about now?
Yes, that's good.
Perfect,
Sorry, you're
perfect.
muted.
Um, so the documentation involved at the I-140 stage typically entails collecting items from the employer and the beneficiary, right, or the employee. Um, and once those documents are collected, namely, education documents, education evaluations, degree certificates, the PWD determination, the certified perm, which your attorney is going to have anyways. Um, from the employee, we will also need employment verification letters from previous employers showing how you obtained the skills, the work experience to do the job, right, that you're being sponsored for, right? Sometimes people are not able to get these experience letters. And so, we're able to get creative in the sense that we can use termination letters. We can use letters from colleagues that, you had worked with in the past at that company to satisfy the experience letter requirement. But I can't stress enough how important it is, just given the number of RFEs I've seen in the past for not being able to show how you qualify for a position. And really, the most straightforward way to do that is to be able to say, I got this wealth of experience and knowledge, hands on at a previous employer, at a previous employment. Um, in
Right.
addition, you have to be able to show that the employer has the ability to pay the wages, right? Through tax returns, through financial audit reports. And then lastly, this is also where you're informing USCIS about your EB2 versus EB3 determination and submitting all of those documents, like the education documents I talked about, the experience letters I talked about, to show how somebody qualifies for the job they're being sponsored for. Now, let's say there are changes in the employee's position, right? During the petition process, after the documentation's been collected, after the outcome, right? So it's interesting because perm is a promise of a future job offer. So unless you plan to be with your current employer until your priority date is current and use your current employer to file the adjustment of status, you may let the perm keep on processing, right? Without doing any amendment or changes at this stage, right? Um, and the reason is because again, it's a promise of a future job offer. And we all know for countries like India and China, priority dates are, lagging behind by 10 or 11 years. In that much time, you might be with a new employer. And you probably will be, right? People tend to move around a lot. And that new employer, you can carry your priority date with you to them, so you can at least secure that. But that new employer will need to sponsor you again, right? Now, if your role is kind of in the same or similar occupation as the original, position that you were sponsored for, you really don't need to worry about restarting, the entire process. And the reason is because if it's same or similar, right? And the way we determine that is it within the same SOC code, right? The same job family? Is 50% or more of the job the same set of skills, right? Are you using the same programming languages, for example? If that's the case, then you don't need to really refile or restart the perm process. But if your role is completely different, right? Like you went from IT to HR or IT to sales or something like that, you will likely, need to obtain a new labor certification and start the perm process from the beginning, right? So those are some considerations if your role changes dramatically throughout the perm labor certification process throughout those 14 to 18 months.
Thank you so much, Tony, for answering.
Are you an IT consultant seeking a new opportunity? We offer job placement services for US citizens, green cards, EADs, and visa holders. We also sponsor various work visas like H-1B, E3, TN, and green cards. 20 plus years of experience in the industry, exceptional employee benefits, highly rated by our employees. Global presence with 200 plus recruiters and direct clients. Connect with us. Call us on the number 833-412-8472 or mail us at support@higheritpeople.com or visit our website www.higheritpeople.com.